Yes. Good evening, Amartya. Let me refresh my page. 1 minute. Yes. Yes. In the previous class, we discussed about the design, isn't it? That is, the design is a part of that. What it is a part of product life cycle. Can you hear, Amartya? Can you hear? Yes. Yes. Fine. The Can you hear me? You can't speak to me. Please convey the messages through the chat. At the bottom right corner, you can see write your message here. Okay. Next connection is poor, I think. Okay. So the part of product life cycle is the design, and then the design is the action phase, isn't it? Design is the action phase. Sorry, design is the dev phase, and then manufacturing is what? The manufacturing is the dev phase. Sorry, action phase of the product, right? So those things we discussed the previous class, and along with that we discussed about the market analysis, the steps for market analysis we discussed, and after that we have gone through the steps of creative design, right? Creative design. So what are the steps there? The first of all, you have to study the problem. Then you have to soak your mind completely. That is, you are devoting your mind. Try various combinations. Next is incubation. That is, even at 3 parts, you have to think about that. Then illumination is there. The record is for further improvement. Then you will get the creative design. So these are the steps of creative design. So far, we discussed the previous class, right? So today we are going to discuss about the design process. So what is meant by design? Design means it is an act of devising a solution. Act of devising a solution. That is called as the devising solution is called as the design. Then what is design process? Design process. That means there exist certain steps for formulating the design. There exist certain steps for making up this design. This step is called as the design process. Okay, the steps for making the design is called as the design process. There exist 6 main steps. There exist lot of scientists also there for different companies. The different scientists quoted different type of design process. Say like the Shickley design process is there. Then Paul and Deep. Then Osuga's model, and then Early's model. Okay, so these are the various type of design process quoted by various scientists. And here you can see that in the case of Shickley model, that is only for small scale industries. Small scale industries. Paul and Deep, yes, it is somewhat very large scale industries. That is continuous improvement is there. Osugas is particularly meant for the VSOC, like that is the research organization. For research purposes, Osugas model is good. The earliest model is nowadays used for large scale industries, say automobile industries, like those industries are using the earliest model. So now we are concentrating more on this earliest model to discuss the steps of design process. Is it clear to all the difference between the design and design process? The design means act of devising a solution. The design process means what? Yes. Yeah. The design process means what? The steps for formulating the design, the steps for making this design is called as the design process. Okay. Here the Shickley's model is there, Paul and Deep's model is there, Osuga's model is there, lots of models are there. Out of that, best one is the Early's model. Early's model. Okay. That is Early's model is for making these steps. That is design process steps. Clear? Let's see. Clear or clear? The design is act of devising a solution to the problem. That is what we call as a design. Then design process is the pattern of activities that is followed by the designer to get the solution for the technological process. That is what are the steps he is chosen for devising the solution. That is called as the design process. Okay. Now we are going to see the design realist model in detail. For that, I am going to take one example. Say most of you have cars and bikes, and the main problem when we are using the car is at the time of tire puncture, what will happen? Yes, you have to change the tires, isn't it? You have to change the tires. That is a very difficult task, isn't it? So that is today's problem. That is today's problem. We have to lift the car for removing the tires. Okay. So how will you define this problem? You have to yes, the any problem? Yes, good evening, sir. Can you hear me? Is it okay? We are discussing about the design process, the various steps of design. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about the earliest model or simply the design process steps. The first of all, I am going to explain with the help of an example here. So we are going to change the tire of a car. So question is, all of you listen carefully. Say, you got my problem, right? You have to lift the car. So you have to make a device there. So how will you give that problem statement to a designer? That is, you already know the screw jack, hydraulic jack, those other items are now in the market. Suppose such an item is not there in the market. Anyway, you have to lift this car upwards. So what shall be your problem statement? On reading that problem statement, that company should make a jack. Got it? A company should make a jack. So such a one sentence line is called as need statement or problem statement. So please formulate one problem statement for this item. A one sentence line. Please type. Hope you got my question right. Hope you got my question right. Okay, fine. Any idea? Good evening, Biranji. Biranji, good evening. Can you hear me? Yes. We are discussing about the design process. That is the steps for devising. Okay, steps for making the design. Okay, what are the various steps for making a proper design? What is design? Design is a act of devising a solution to a problem. Okay. So now we are finding out a problem here. That is discussion is going on here. That is, I want to lift the car for changing the tires at the time of puncture. So you have to formulate one need statement. That is today's task. You have to formulate one need statement. That is a one sentence line. That is, screw jack is not available right now. Okay. So you have to give one need statement to the company that a device is required. So how will you write that one sentence line? That is my question. Okay, I shall help you. A device used to lift the car or truck for changing tires. On reading this, the company will think about certain lifting devices, right? Yeah, that is, I want to make up a problem. I found a problem that it is difficult for me to lift a car for changing the tires. So for that, you want a screw jack. Suppose such a screw jack is not available in the market. Okay, that is not yet invented. Not yet invented. Okay, fine. So at that time, you have to produce a need statement, a device used to lift the car or truck for changing the tires. Got it? So that is what we call the first step. Thus, you got an idea, right? That is what we call the problem definition. The first step of this problem definition is what we call the need statement. So the need statement is this one, this one sentence line. Say this is an asking question, usually asking question, that is a write a need statement for say so and so. I shall give you another question. Television. Can you give me the need statement for the television? On reading that one sentence line, the company should produce the television. Come on. Television. You got my question? Please write a need statement for this television. Yes, the so a device used to transmit, receive, and process distant vision, right? Or the remote vision to the home. That is what we call the television. On reading this sentence, the company got an idea what they have to produce. Am I right? This is what we call the need statement. Can all of you follow me? Can all of you hear me? Okay, okay. So here, I'll show you. Here, the first one is the problem identification. So inside that problem identification, what is there? That you can see. See, I want to lift the car. That is the problem identified. So first thing is what? You have to write a problem statement. Then you have to list the requirements. What are the requirements items required? What are the various problems you find out? If you are using a screw jack, if you are a fast man, means it is difficult to get down under the car and place the jack and then use the lever. It's a difficult task. So those things are the limitations. And if it is a bulky one, means it will consume most of your dicky space, right? Then you also draw the sketches of these limitations and requirements, and then you have to gather information regarding this, who is going to use, where it is used. Okay, so those information they have to collect. So those things we can collect in the previous class topic, that is by means of market analysis, right? So these things come under the case of problem identification. So that is the first step of design process. Is this clear? The second step is generating the preliminary ideas. Preliminary ideas. That is the second step. So what are the ideas coming to there? What are the preliminary ideas? Say first one is by means of a screw jack, and second one is by means of a hydraulic jack. The hydraulic jack is of two types. One is a compact type, and the other one is a large one, which is normally used in tire shops. You might have seen that, a red colored item. Okay, so this is the preliminary ideas of things. Next one. So this is the second step. That I showed. The second step is the preliminary ideas. How it is attained by means of brainstorming. That we can discuss on next class. What is this brainstorm? Next is preparing the sketches or research exercise system, conducting surveys. Okay, the screw jack is there, and then this is the portable one, and this is the heavier one. Okay, so all these are generated. These ideas are generated. Next is what we are going for refining. Say the ordinary screw jack, it is difficult to use for a customer, right? So that needs to be refined. These ideas to be refined. Say 1, 2, 3 ideas are now available. You have to refine those ideas, right? Okay. So that is what we call the third step, refining ideas. Refining ideas. So that is the third step. So in that you have to refine it. That is the 3 out of 3. Yeah, you have to select only 2. That we can see on next one. Extracting the concept from the ideas generated. Here the prototype data is based on the problem clarification. So the 2 prototypes are ready. Next is what you have to analyze it. You have to analyze it. What you have to analyze? What are the things you have to analyze? Whether it is functioning properly, whether it is ergonomic, like those things you have to analyze. That is, lot of things are there. Functional analysis, whether it is working properly or not, whether it is ergonomic one, whether it is easily used by a human engineering, that is human engineering. Market and product analysis, where it is going to use. This cannot be used by means of a car. That is, it cannot be placed in a car. It consumes more space. So better is this one. We can adopt. You can that is used in the car. So this is used only for industrial purposes. Okay. Next is specification analysis. Say this can carry a weight of nearly 2000 kg. This can carry a weight of nearly 1000 kg. Okay. Next is strength analysis. Yeah, this much is having higher strength, say 250 GPA. Here this is having a strength of 500 GPA, like that. Economic analysis. Say this is a 1000 rupees. This is a 2000 rupees. Next is model analysis. So these things they have to analyze. Okay, that is in the analysis phase. That is the fourth step of design process. Next is what you have to go for decision. Okay. So in the decision phase, they selected this one. If the company is going to produce this one, they can earn more profit, right? Because a lot of cars nowadays will be on the road. Is my voice clear? Is my voice clear? Amartya, is my voice clear? 1 minute. What about now? Okay. So here it is in the decision up to this clear? Up to this clear to all? So let's discuss once again. What is the first step? The first step is problem identification. In that you have to formulate what? A need statement, right? Next is what? Yes, you have to list the limitations and requirements you have to produce, and then you have to produce a sketch. So these are the steps present inside the problem identification. Second step is what? The second step is what? After defining the problem, you have to go for gathering the ideas, right? Yes, that is what? Preliminary ideas. Yes, preliminary ideas you have to gather. How? By means of brainstorming, researching existing systems, surveying, like those things you can gather more information. Okay. Next is what? Refining ideas. Lot of ideas will be generated. Out of that you have to refine these ideas, which one is best, that you have to select, isn't it? So that is by means of refining the ideas. Is my voice clear? Okay. Next one. Yeah, fine. Next is, after that refining ideas, what is next step? You have to go for analysis. What is analysis? What are the things there? Yes, it is functional analysis. That is whether it is functioning properly, whether it meets the needs of the customer or not. That they have to check. The second one is what? Human engineering. Human engineering. That is ergonomic. Whether it is easy for the customer to use or not. That is human engineering. Then next is what? Strength analysis. Yes. Economic analysis. Got it. Like all these things are analyzed in the analysis phase. Next is what? You have to go for decision. Decision phase. It is in the decision phase. What is concluded there? Yeah. Which one is best? I told you that we have taken there the two examples. Say the one is the bigger one and the other is the smaller one. The smaller one is adopted in the decision. They have to quote why they select this one. They have to give that information also. Why they reject this one. That also they have to make a report. Okay. Next, the last one is the implementation. Implementation phase. Implementation phase. It is in this phase what is happening? The report generation, model generation is happening, and then the design process is ready for manufacturing phase. Got it? So these are the steps of design process. Is it clear? Is it clear to all? Okay, fine. So it is in the decision phase, the documentation that appropriate solution includes the development of detailed graphical information that will allow the construction of the manufacture of the product. Okay. By which way it is going to manufacture, that also should be there in the case of decision. That means how to manufacture, what are the machineries required, those things also be there in the decision phase itself. Next is gone for the implementation. Yes, the construction of final product from the detailed documentation from the final, from the detailed documentation is undertaken. That is, a specification is made, work drawings are made, then models are made. That is, by means of this prototypes are made, the details are generated, then a finished solution is there. So this is how a design is generated. The steps for making a design is called as the design process. Okay. Next is we are moving to the morphology of design. There exist 7 chronological steps are there. That is 7 sequential steps are there for this. That is called as the morphology of design. Say the 7 steps are feasibility study, preliminary design, detailed design, production planning, distribution planning, consumption planning, return planning, FP, DP, DC, R. Okay. Feasibility study, preliminary design. Then after making the preliminary design, you have to go for detailed design. Then you have to you have to make up a plan for how to produce it, production planning. Next is how you are going to transport it, distribution planning. Next is how you are going to use it, that customer how to use. You can see that whenever you purchase some product, some user manual will be there. That is conception planning. Return planning, how much years you can use this. Feasibility study means whether that is meeting the need of the customer or not. That is called as the feasibility study. So is there anything there as analysis? Any analysis is carried out there? No analysis is carried out there. Am I right? That is why it is called as the morphology of design. Only the exterior features are designed here, isn't it? No deep study is carried out there. So if analysis is carried out there, we call that as anatomy of design. Clear to all? If the analysis part is also included, then we call that as anatomy of design. Once again, I shall explain. So what is morphology of design? The 7 chronological steps is called as the morphology of design. The first is what? I gave you code FP, DP, DC, R. What is F? Feasibility. Next P, first of all you have to make up a design, that is initial design, preliminary design. After making the prelims, you have to go for detailed design. Next is the design section over. You have to check, you have to plan how to make that product. Production planning. Next is D, that is how to transport that, isn't it? That is distribution planning. Next is C, that is how to use, consumption planning. R is for retirement planning. So these are the 7 steps. If analysis is there, that is called as what? Anatomy of design. Clear to all? Okay. Next is we are going to discuss another thing, that is what we call as need analysis. Yeah, retirement planning. You might have heard that when you purchase a car, the tax, everything will be, or sometimes the company itself say that it can be used only up to 15 years. When you purchase a milk, you can see that expiry date will be there, right? So those things are what we call as retirement planning. Up to that only you can use. Got it? So is there anything there while discussing there? Is there anything, any analysis carried out there? No. Just simply an idea is given there that by means of that much years it will get damage off. Okay. Nothing in depth it is not explained there. If it is explaining everything in a deep manner means that is what we call as anatomy. Just the company says that why they are saying that why it cannot be used up to say 10th March or up to 11th March. No, they have simply they are wrote there as expiry date is say 10th March like that, isn't it? Or 11th March like that, isn't it? They are not giving any answer why they are putting that date there. If that is also answer there means that is called the anatomy of design. Clear? Okay. Next is need analysis. There exist two main steps are there for need analysis. So before that, why we conduct the need analysis? Why we conduct the need analysis? That is next question. The need statement you already know, isn't it? That is I want to make up a device for lifting the car. Say, taking the previous class example itself, the 1 lakh car. The people needed the scooter wala people need a 1 lakh car. Okay, that is a need statement. Then you have to analyze that need. That means you have to check whether that need is positive or negative. That you have to check, right? Why? That is my question. For what purpose you are analyzing that need? Can you say? The scooter wala people says that, yes, we want a 1 lakh car. Suddenly, the Tata is going to make a 1 lakh car. Is it there? No. They got that idea in the year 2003 and they introduced that model in the year 2007, right? That much years they took. What they did there, they are performing the need analysis there. What is that need analysis? Why that need analysis is important? Yes, he has to check whether he can meet the needs of the customer or not. Then only he can give the satisfaction to the customer, right? So that is the first one, customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction. Next one more step is also there. The entrepreneur should get some profit, right? So that is another thing. If we make this car and if nobody purchases means what will happen? Yeah, it will be a great loss to the company. So that he should perform the need analysis properly, right? So two items are there. One is customer satisfaction, other one is the profit. Clear? So these two things governs the need analysis. Okay. So we can perform these two items by means of two ways, by means of two items. One is specification. The second one is standards. What is specification? When you purchase a mobile phone, you will say some specification. I want so and so GB memory, so and so pixel camera, like that, isn't it? So that is what we call the specification. You are giving some values there. That is called the specification. Say standards. Say when you purchase a gold, you can see that some markings are there, right? That is for proving what that is standardized one, so that you will not get cheated. You will get the original price itself at the time of sale also, right? That is the speciality of a standard. There exist two types of specifications. One is quantitative and quantified, and second one is unquantified. Quantified means say something which cannot be avoided. Say, can you drive a car without tires? No, it is not possible. So that means it is a quantified item. It must be required for Benz car as well as for a Tata Nano car, isn't it? So that is a quantified. Say, unquantified means say the reverse sensor, say the reverse camera. Those things are not so much urgent, isn't it? Not so much required, isn't it? Even though that is not there means you can drive that car, right? Such an item is called as the unquantified characteristics. Got it. So these two things governs the specification. That will vary based on the models. Got it. And sometimes these quantified and unquantified items we have to include. Say in the case of a helicopter, can you compromise? No, you can't compromise, isn't it? Both quantified and unquantified you have to adopt in that, isn't it? So that is what we call the specification. Is it clear to all? If he got a specification means very easy, it is very easy for him to generate a product. Got it? That is the specification. Yeah. Next is standards. If a proper standard is there means, yeah, the customer will be satisfied as well as the entrepreneur will get the profit also. Suppose in your vehicles you can see a spanner which is having 10 level. Why? Because most of the nuts and bolts present inside are 10 level, and hence very easily it is very easily obtained in the market also. Suppose that company is using a 13 nuts are using there. That is 13 size nuts are using there in that pipe. Who will suffer? The entrepreneur will suffer as well as the customer will also suffer. Why? Because for this product, he has to make up with 13 bolt. That means the cost will be higher. Got it? And the customer should wait for a few days to get this bolt again, 13 bolt again, once it gets damaged. Got it? So that is the main problem. So if you are using a standard item, means very easy for the customer as well as for the entrepreneur to produce that product. Clear to all? Okay. So these are the things present inside the today's chapter. I hope you understand it. Since you both of you are from the mobile phone, it is difficult for you to type, right? Okay. And one more thing. Say on the next week I am not available. Okay. So shall I fix that class on, say, on Tuesday? That means not this Tuesday. That is on 19th March. Instead of 17th, shall I fix the class on 19th March, same time, 8:30 p.m.? Sorry, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Yeah. Yes, 8 p.m. itself. 19th March. Okay, fine. What about that? Are you available? Okay. Okay. You mean? Okay, fine. Okay. Okay then. Bye all. Good night.